You're watching Station Zero.
Hey there. So you guys really seem to enjoy my first Haunting Hour video, and I'll continue to keep covering the series. Also, if you have any suggestions for which episodes I should cover specifically, let me know in the comments below. But today we're going to be taking a look at one of the more stranger episodes of the Haunting Hour, with Season 1, Episode 2, A Creature Was Stirring. So the episode begins with a festive cheer as we get ready for the Haunting Hour's one and only Christmas episode. We're then introduced to a little boy named Timmy who's super excited for Christmas morning and hopes that he'll get the one thing that he asked for this year. However, I don't think this is quite what he had in mind. But we'll get to that. So anyway, Timmy heads downstairs and finds an abundance of presents under the tree, and this is when we come to find out that little Timmy's parents are getting a divorce and trying desperately to keep it together for one last Christmas as a family. Just like mine. We then get to meet two of the most insufferable characters that I've seen in quite some time, Mark and Becky. So Mark comes downstairs and proceeds to be a complete dickhead to his brother by telling him that his Christmas letter is stupid and that Santa's not real, making me automatically want to do this. Next up, we get to meet his wonderful gem of a sister named Becky, who is of course obnoxiously talking on the phone like all teenagers do, before basically telling her mom to fuck off, causing me to question my desire to have kids. So Becky's mom proceeds to confiscate her phone, causing her to throw a conniption, before her mom says what we've all been thinking, and calls them a mistake. Well gee Janice, maybe if you took the plan B that I gave you, we wouldn't be in this predicament now, would we? So anyway, Mark and Becky start arguing about how Mark has a secret crush on Becky's friend Tiffany, before proceeding to throw shit at each other and trampling over one of Timmy's presents like the accidents they were. Fast forward a little bit and things seem to have calmed down slightly as we see the family attempt to get one last family photo together, before Becky then accidentally steps onto Mark's foot, causing him to whine and complain like the bitch that he is. We then get to see as the kids start to unwrap their presents, and Mark's ungrateful ass complains that he asked for an iPad, not an iPod, before reacting to how we all feel watching this character. Becky's no better as she too complains about the dress that her mother bought her, before Timmy chimes in by calling it beautiful, to which Becky claps back and tells him to wear it. Now Becky, we can't make jokes like that anymore, you don't want to get cancelled now, do you? Next up, it's Timmy's turn to open a present, and he gets a 500-piece puzzle, to which he asks Mark if he wants to help him put it together. Mark says fuck no, not even if he paid him, and I'm just sat there like,
you need to shut the fuck up!
So Mark then proceeds to demand for his phone back like an iPad kid in the middle of a Kmart, and his dad tells him up yours since he's being a complete douche, causing Mark to storm off like the virgin he is. Becky then asks if she can return her dress and pick out something that she wants, to which her dad says no, her mother got it for her and she's going to wear it. She then spats that she'd rather die, and so do we all. Becky then storms off too, leaving Timmy all alone as he makes a wish to Santa. All the while, a frantic blizzard engulfs the house, trapping the family inside. Timmy then finds a mysterious present under the tree that's labelled "For You" on it, which starts to shake and growl like a rabid chihuahua. We then see a greenskin arm reach out of the box before snatching Mark's new iPod and having an early morning breakfast. We finally get a glimpse of the creature, which looks like a malformed gremlin with a crack addiction, otherwise known as my Nan, as Timmy desperately tries to tell his parents that there's a monster in the house. Thinking that he's just scared of the storm, they tell him that he's fine and to go start on his puzzle, to which he heads back into the living room and investigates the aftermath. He soon discovers that the creature's escaped before coming to the realization that they're all in deep shit. He then follows the creature upstairs, only to find an absolute shitstorm in the hallway before barging into Mark's room and telling him there's a monster in the house. Mark then tells Timmy that he's looking at it, as I'd gladly like to play my Uno reverse card. Just then the monster slips under the covers like the cuddle bug he is, before bursting out of the mattress in what I can only imagine is a dramatic recreation of how I was born. The little crack demon then proceeds to spit acid all over Mark's TV as the pair run into Becky's room to tell her about the predicament. Thinking that the pair are just trying to prank her, she proceeds to open the closet only to be met with my sleep paralysis demon. It then flies out of the closet and into the... I'm sorry, that just looks so bad. It then flies out of the closet and into a makeshift trap that Mark and Timmy set up before ripping a hole into the sheet and disappearing just like my dad. The trio then head back into the hallway as Mark speculates on what the creature might be before coming to the conclusion that it might be a condor, making me lose even more confidence in this generation. They're all now in deep shit though as their parents come up to see what all the commotion's about, before Dad demands to know who's responsible for this mess. He then lets us know that Daddy's desk is private, making me genuinely question what Daddy's hiding in his desk. The kids then find their parents' divorce papers, and Mark basically spells it out for us by asking if they're getting a divorce.
No shit, Sherlock!
Just then, loud noises can be heard coming from the basement, and like white characters in a horror movie, their parents decide to go and investigate, only to discover what can only be described as a drunk Scotsman coming home after a long night on the town. The pair then run upstairs as they attempt to escape through the front door, only to find that they've been snowed in. Left with no other options, the family are forced to retreat upstairs as the deformed fetus bursts through the basement door and lets out a victory cry. The group begin to make their way into the attic before sealing the entrance with boxes and furniture. Meanwhile, downstairs, the spawn of Satan decides that now would be a good time for a snack and switches on the stove. Back upstairs, the family huddle together and reminisce about their past before Discount Spike decides to end it all and commit mass murder. In reality, the creature just blows out the kitchen and causes a house fire, trapping the family inside. They all look around and try and come up with a solution, and after a quick pep talk from Dad, they realize that they can break through the chimney. Working as a team, they manage to break open a big enough hole to crawl through and jump down to the snow below. As they all make it down safely, they turn to see the aftermath of the fire, only to find that their house is completely destroyed. All the while, Timmy seems to be more concerned that all the snow is melted, causing me to second guess his intelligence. You know, Timmy, I think there might be some more pressing matters at the moment than the fact that all the snow is melted, but that's just me. We then see that Mark and Becky start to complain that they've lost all their stuff, and I'm just sat there like,
Oh no! Anyway.
Timmy then proceeds to hold up a picture, and Dad claims they haven't lost everything because they've got
Family.
And something tells me that if it took an entire house fire and an acid-spitting goblin to reconnect as a family, it might just be a lost cause at this point. Timmy then exclaims that this was the best Christmas ever, making me genuinely question if he has autism. The episode ends with a pimped out Santa Claus pulling up in a limo and jamming out to a trap remix version of Jingle Bells before summoning his hellspawn and dropping Timmy's letter as I'm sat there to ponder what the hell I just watched. So that was the episode A Creature Was Stirring. As a kid, I remember this one being one of the stranger episodes of The Haunting Hour, and that fact still stands. It's definitely an episode that I was never really a fan of. The story was pretty predictable and generic, and the villain of the episode was really forgettable and weak. Not to mention the effects haven't aged the best compared to other episodes, but don't even get me started on the characters. Almost all of them were absolutely insufferable, and apart from Timmy, I couldn't care at all whether they lived or died. But that's just my opinion. So what did you guys think of the episode A Creature Was Stirring? Were you a fan of this one, or were you more like me and not really a fan of it? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. And remember, don't change the channel.
If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And turn on the bell to be up to date on our latest uploads. And remember, don't change the channel.